My man, AJ Mirzad. What is going on, my brother?
Feeling great, my man. So great to be here. Connected with you. Every time I see you, I always smile. So excited to be here.
Come on, man. I'm excited to have you on. So I'm going to go ahead and share you over to my other page real quick, and then we're going to dive into this interview.
I'll do the same thing.
Okay, great.
Yep, we're live.
I'm excited to have you. Let's get some more people on
Yeah,
here.
it's gonna be fun, man.
Getting the value drop from AJ Mirzad himself. So this is quite the honor here.
Got a lot of good stuff to share.
All right. Okay, I got it. So, bro, AJ, I'm excited to have a quick little conversation with you, man, and highlight you. You've been really instrumental in my journey. You were the first business mentor I ever hired when I was doing online fitness coaching, and made a massive difference in my life. So this is really cool that we get to do this. We've done it once before, a little over a year ago, and now we get to have another conversation, share some value.
Yeah, well, I'm honored to be your first mentor, and I firsthand saw your amazing growth, man. You came out like a bat out of hell, and now you're changing lives all around the world. So it's great to see where you've taken your business, your life, and over the years, we've even gone closer. So I'm really proud of you, my man. Doing big things.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. It feels super good to hear that from you. So AJ, you work with online coaches to help them grow their businesses on the internet. I do the same thing. Work with online coaches to help them grow. I'm curious, like I don't know if I've heard this specific aspect of your story, but like, I know you used to be a personal trainer before you were an online coach, and you did that for a couple years, right? You like 3-5 years, something like that.
Actually, close to 10 years off and on. I started in 2000. Yeah. Wow. I worked in a horrible corporate gym, and anyone who like worked in those gyms know that's like the worst environment to grow your business.
Yeah. It's just honestly, like, I'm sure people will be interested to know, but like, I'm personally curious, like, what was the first initial catalyst to make you think like, wait a second, like maybe I could do this on the internet? Was it a conversation you had with somebody else? Like, that was what it was for me, but I'm curious. Can you share with me about that moment where it's like it lit up and you're like, maybe I'll do this instead?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it was just training my clients. It was like a decade being in a gym, trading hours for dollars. And I remember the moment, like I was training this female, this 80-year-old woman, and I was training her. I just didn't want to be there. I was looking at the clock. I'm like, when's the session going to end? Mentally, I was somewhere else. I was thinking about all these like motivational videos I saw. And I was just counting the reps, like 8, 9, 10. Like I was like 20% there, 80% somewhere else. And I was like, shit, man, this is not good for her. It's not good for me. I got to get out of this business. I just lost my passion, man.
Yes. So you're coaching the 80-year-old in person, but then what was it that made you think that maybe I do this online? Like that's the alternative that I want to go with.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was making this transition, it was around 2010. And at the time, there were all these different internet marketers coming out talking about building an online business and how to make money through email, different websites. So I was inspired by that, because back then in the world of the internet, I feel it was a lot easier to grow an online business, but there was also less regulation in a sense, anyone could just put up a website. And back then, people were not as desensitized to marketing materials. So I was seeing all these people growing online, and I said to myself, like, why not me?
Yes.
Like if there's like life coaches and dating coaches building online businesses, how can I create like a product so I don't have to physically be there and automate myself? So that was kind of like what inspired me in the first place.
Yes. You were seeing all these other people start these online businesses, and you thought maybe I could do this type of coaching that I'm doing in person. Maybe I could do this online instead and just do it from home.
Yes, exactly. At the time, everyone was selling ebooks. So I was like, if I create an ebook, then I'll be a millionaire. That's all I got to do. Put this information on the internet, and I put up a website, and people are going to come in droves and buy my shit. Boy, was I wrong. I was so naive.
It doesn't quite work like that, no. And
exactly.
What's funny is like 10 years later, there are still people that think that. There's still people that think, oh, I just got to put it up. I just got to build a website, and then people are going to come in droves and buy from me.
That's the ultimate dream, right? You build an online business, money goes in your bank account, you're on a beach sipping a pina colada, just getting wealthier by the day, man. That's it.
It's so funny. It's so funny. I used to believe that was the dream for me. And like, I just wanted to like build something that ran without me, and then I could go chill and hang out and like party with my friends. But you know what's interesting is like, once I tasted success, once I tasted like the thrill of going to work every day and getting to serve people, it's like I work harder now than when I was living out of my car 2 years ago. Like, I just love it. I crave it. You know, I crave the idea of growing and serving more people. So people are like, when do you take time off? You know, when's your next vacation? I'm like, my life is a vacation. What are you talking about? You know? So
it's a great point. It's kind of like when your day job turns into your mission, and like the line between work and play is non-existent. And you're like, this is play for me, and this is like what I was born to do. So it's like this crazy internal drive that just pushes you, that you don't want to just sit down or do nothing. You just want to create more and more and more.
Yes. So good. And when you get the taste of success, of growth, as you're talking about, use the word growth, like it just makes you want to grow more. At least that's the case for me. I know that's the case for you, having conversations with you.
Yeah. So, I think that's like one of the reasons why like we're in the position to want to help others, because like once a person cracks the code and they understand like, holy shit, if I can add value and do in a way that people want to invest in me, then I can add more value, get more people to invest. It's like this amazing cycle that occurs. And when someone gets it, their whole life changes. You know, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yes, freak yes, bro. Come on, man. Come on. And if you come on live, you're watching here live with us or on the replay, please hit the like button right now, so that if you're enjoying this, if you're having a good time with us, just so that we know you're
Likes are hugs.
Like, yeah, come on, give us a hug or a high five, you know?
Yes,
doing
that's
that.
how you get affection.
What's that, AJ?
I said, that's how we get affection online. Throw us some hearts, you know, shit. It's been a long day.
Words of affirmation. So whenever people send me hearts, I like, whoo, feels so good.
Same thing, man. Words of affirmation and touch. If anybody knows the 5 love languages, that's the shit right there.
Come on. Yes. So AJ, I have this question for you. I'm always curious when I talk to people that are experts in serving coaches, because you've served, I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coaches to build their online businesses. I've served a few hundred coaches as well by now. And I'm curious, like, what do you think is the most important skills that people need to learn in order to become successful as a full-time online fitness coach or a 6-figure online fitness or health coach? Like, what are the most important, maybe just 2 or 3 skills that someone needs to master in order to grow their business online? And specifically, let's put it this way: either someone that just wants to get full-time, just wants to do this for a living, and then the skills that it takes for someone to become a 6-figure earning coach. Because those are really, I feel like those are 2 different skill sets. I'm sure you do too, by doing it so long now. What do you think are the most important skills for those 2 groups of people?
It's a great question. The first thing that came to my mind was service. You know, a person who just loves to serve and give and transform lives. I truly feel that results are the best marketing. Yes. So as a foundation of a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure business, service is first, because in the world of the internet, people talk, you got social proof, social media. So the person who's creating amazing results, their clients are raving about them, they're getting referrals, higher retention rates. Service is number 1. So I feel like that's the foundation to get to the top.
Yes. So good. So good. What's one more?
Marketing. Absolutely marketing, right? Because you and I both know, like, the most gifted personal trainers, health coaches, life coaches, they are masters at what they do, but they do not know how to market themselves, right? They only work with referrals. They have a very small community. They're masters. Some of them have 20, 30 years of experience, but they are not visible, you know? And then you have some idiot who knows how to market themselves, but they don't have any skills, and they become very visible to make a lot of money. And in the fitness industry, this is very common, right? In this world of Instagram and YouTube, some of the wealthiest information marketers have the smallest amount of technical knowledge, but they're killer marketers, you know? But amazing results and amazing marketing, shit, that's like rocket fuel.
Yes, yes. It's so interesting you say that, because when I was first getting started, I had absolutely zero knowledge on either one of those things, like how to get people results in fitness and health. Because unlike you, I was not a personal trainer before I became an online fitness coach. And I don't know if I've ever shared that with you, but I was never an in-person personal trainer. In fact, when I signed my first client, I didn't have any workout plans made. I didn't have any like fitness or meal plans made. The client sent me $1,000 and I was like, okay, now what? Like, what do I do now? And thankfully, I took some of that money and I gave it to a personal trainer. I said, hey, can you build me some plans for this? Thankfully, it worked out. And then, I first learned like, yeah. But I feel like it's unfortunately so common, to your point, that there's so many people that are so good at changing lives, but they just don't know how to present themselves. They don't know the business side of it, which is how to express themselves through stories and influence people. They just don't have those skills. And so they forever struggle until they learn those skills.
Yeah. I mean, we both know these amazing coaches, these amazing healers. They can be like world class if they have the visibility, but they are never going to get out of their cocoon, essentially.
Yes. And you know what's interesting about this? So I know you thought of this because anyone watching, like out of my friends, AJ is literally like, you may be like definitely in the top 3 most brilliant, just like intelligent, just like pure raw intelligence of my friends. So like anything this guy dropped out right now, yeah, seriously, like just, yeah, enjoy that, man. It's true. It's freaking true. And so like, what was I going to say on this point about intelligence, about service, about marketing? It was this, is that so many personal trainers, they know that in order for them to learn how to get the skill of personal training, they got to get certified for that. They got to be mentored by somebody. They got to put in the work to learn that. But what's crazy is that there's so many personal trainers that don't take the same mindset with learning how to grow a business, and they wonder why they struggle. It's like,
yes. If you had a microphone, you could drop it right now.
It's like, that's the problem. It's like people don't understand that, oh, maybe I should treat my business on my learning of marketing like you have. You've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on learning the skill of marketing. And it's like so many people think that, oh, I'm just gonna guess and figure it out. Like, but that's never the mindset they took with training. They all get mentors with training.
100%. Yeah. It's funny because oftentimes you see people that are coaches, personal trainers, have like numerous names and titles on the back of their name, like, Sterling, Griffin, CCS, CSBC. Like, no one gives a shit about that, No one cares. I don't even know what those acronyms are, But like you said, instead of spending, 10, 20 hours getting various certifications, spending 10, 20 hours reading marketing books, sales, mindset, persuasion, that will allow you to take your message to the masses. Yes.
For the person that wants to serve like way more people than they can just see in person, like that's definitely the skill. So I want to play off the 2 things that you just said are super important, like what people need to know. So when you said service, instantly you got my mind going on what does it take to build an incredible actual coaching program, online fitness coaching program. So maybe just give me like 2 or 3 things that you think are really essential to deliver a great fitness or health coaching program online. What do you think? I mean, you've seen so many coaches, helped so many of them. What do you think?
Yeah. I think out of the 100 people that I've worked with, I've seen the back ends of the programs and see the ones who had amazing results. I would say the number 1 key element is having a really powerful diagnostic tool, right? An intake form. Because oftentimes our clients are coming in with different ailments, food allergies, injuries, vegan, meat eaters, all this crazy stuff. So I find the best coaches have phenomenal diagnostic tools. So they have like questionnaires, intake forms. A few of my students even do DNA testing, So this ability to get this full range, just insight on their clients, on the eating habits, on their muscle fibers, all that stuff. So I find the ones that do a lot of the I guess, pre-work to figure that out have the best results. It's kind of like when you're going to a surgeon, a surgeon doesn't say, hey, how's it going, Sterling? Have a seat on my table and I'll open you up. They like sit with you. They diagnose you. They take notes. They do tests, MRIs, all that shit, because they don't want to get sued. A great coach has phenomenal ways to really understand the inner workings of their clients. What has worked in the past? What has gotten you results? What do you not like, right? So once they have that information prior to working with someone, that is very, very powerful. That's number one. Number two, a really good assessment tool, right? We are in the best time because of technology exponentially increasing, right? Wearable technology, iPhones, apps, softwares, Fitbits, heart trackers. Soon there's going to be virtual reality that people could train their clients with, you know? So the use of technology to create powerful assessments and accountability, I feel like not only the best trainers right now, but 10, 20, 30 years from now are going to utilize technology in a powerful way. So they can work with people all around the world, one to many, but also scale themselves using this amazing tool that we have of just really diagnosing every single part of the human body.
Yep. And so when you say assessments, do you mean something where somebody tracks their food intake, they track their workouts, and that can be viewed by both coach and client? Is that kind of what you're speaking to a little bit?
Yes. So assessments in terms of tracking, nutrition, exercise, cardio, right? And then I mean, there's like wearable technology, like Fitbits, different trackers to take the heart rate, body fat assessments. There's stuff with like DNA. So I feel like even to assess a client when they're not with you, right? Yeah. The ability, let's say, for example, to connect with your client's Fitbit, connect with their scale. So they're weighing themselves in the morning, but you get that feedback, you know? Yeah. So there's all this technology that makes that available to do these assessments, because I feel like one of the biggest problems people have with online coaching is the distance, you know? The old school way of, let's say, just doing Skype sessions or emails, the client kind of gets lost because it doesn't feel like someone's looking over their shoulder. But if you could utilize apps and tools and software to look over your client's shoulders all the time, the connection is a lot deeper.
Yes, it's so good. That's so genius, because that becomes an additional like real selling point for the program to sell it at a higher price, is because, people buy personal training. I mean, let's just be honest. They do it because they get to actually work with somebody, be held accountable to somebody in person. And so I found that a lot of coaches are like, I don't know if I could sell this for more than someone pay a personal trainer. But if they just added this like really dynamic assessment tool, it would be like right away, it would make a huge difference in not just the client's willingness to buy, but the client's results too. So
exactly. And one thing that I would use to sell my online personal training was I would tell the person, listen, when you go to personal trainer, you see them 2 to 3 times a week, and then you're on your own. But with an online coach, you have someone looking over your shoulder 24/7. So they're with you in the gym, outside the gym, in the kitchen, every element of your life. I'm working with you. I'm coaching you. So it's like 24/7 or 3 times a week. At the end of the day, the coach, the trainer is the authority, right? If you firmly believe in your results and you know that you get them results with your system, with that level of certainty, they're going to be like, Sterling, whatever you say, I'm going to follow you, because I think the big insecurity a lot of times comes when a person doesn't believe that their online coaching is superior than working in person. So they had this, because I had that myself, right? This like limiting belief that like, in person is better. My online training is not as good. So when they go out and market and sell it, it's like, no one believes them.
Yeah. Oh man, that is so freaking good. That's so freaking good. And I remember when I was working with you, that was the first time that I learned about the idea of positioning yourself as an authority, rather than just being like, begging people through your content or your sales process, kind of like, hey, will you sign up with me? It's really good. It's like, I remember you did a live stream in the group. I think it was actually in your free group. I mean, you drop value in there all the time. And you were talking about the mindset of a powerful salesperson offering high ticket coaching. And it was like, wow, I don't have to be a little bitch. Like, I don't have to suck up to people. Instead, I can be a powerful influencer and bring authority. So credit to you on being the first person to teach me about that frame. It was really
cool. I always say this term, needing nothing attracts everything.
Yes.
And if you really embody that framework in dating, in business, in life, you will always have the upper hand. Not in a way of taking advantage, but it's like, listen, I'm good. I don't need anything. When you don't need anything, it's like the universe just gives you and gives you and gives you. And you're like, I'll just receive it.
Yes. Freak yes. Okay, so those were 2 things. One more. How about one more on delivering a great program? You mentioned a great intake and diagnostic tool, a great assessment tool to track their progress. But what about number 3?
I would say research. Medical science is bringing about so much shifts in nutrition and exercise, in DNA, and just understanding the aging process. Technology is moving at an exponential rate, right? Yes. 1 year of current technological growth is like 10 years of the past, and 10 years would be like 100 years. So the coach or trainer who stays on top of research, understanding the new studies that come out, new types of diets, supplements, softwares, technology, they're going to have the upper hand, because like the old dinosaur trainers who basically say, well, this is the one system I'll use. This diet works, this workout works, and this software works. And they use that for 10, 20 years. They get left in the dust because the person who's always researching and innovating and implementing is always going to rise to the top.
Oh, I freaking love that. It's like in business, I learned this from Tony Robbins, is that in business, the 2 most important things to do as a business owner, whether you're a new business owner or you've been doing this forever and you're very successful, what will make you successful in the future is innovation and marketing. You just got to keep getting better, and you got to keep learning to market yourself better. So in a sense, it's kind of like innovation and innovation, because even marketing, what makes marketing great is being innovative, right? Yes. Is like always doing a new and better thing. But to your point, the trainers that are continuously working on their craft and learning what's the newest research, how can they make it better? You're right. I think about my clients that have all done very, very well in the program and continue to change lives, like more and more and more. They all just love the craft of getting better at serving their clients and the research associated with it.
I think that's such a good point, right? Loving the craft, wanting to be world class, like a world class coach. I want to master this. I'm going to be the best in the world in this area. I'm going to innovate. I'm going to research. I'm going to invest in myself, get the best mentors, because I'm always going to make myself better when I invest. I think that mindset allows people to rise to the top so much faster.
Yes, definitely. I've seen you, every time I see you, you got some new thing that you're innovating, some new thing you're learning, like a new mentor that you've hired to work with, and it's like always trying to grow. And I'm the same way. I'm like, who's the next person that I can spend money with, learn from, and make my shit better? Like all the time. It's like, because if we're not, I feel like we're moving backwards.
It's funny because, a lot of times my students will see like one of your case studies in the group, and you're like, holy shit, how did Sterling become so successful? How did he rise so quickly? And I'm always like, success leaves clues. Like, this dude invests like a mofo, In my program, you were investing in different mentors, different programs, different seminars. Same thing with you. Every time I talk to you, you're like, I just did this course. I work with this guy, pay for this consulting. Every single person has the same ability as us, right? We're no smarter. We're no talented. We just bet on ourselves. And the more that you invest in yourself, the more the universe gives back to you. It's like the easiest thing to explain to people.
Yes. Oh gosh. And this is so it. If I could hammer, people ask me, and I'm sure they ask you all the time, what's the one thing I need to do in order to become, what's just the one, just tell me one thing, AJ. Well, first of all, there's not really one thing. Okay. There's many to succeed. But if I did have to just give one, I would say invest in mentors. Invest in mentors. I mean, working with you, AJ, like in order to make the first payment to work with you, I borrowed money from my dad. Okay. I didn't have the money. I borrowed money from my dad. I remember I got off the phone with you, an enrollment call that we did together. And I was like, literally, I'm sure you remember this. I said, I don't have the money, but can I call you back in 15 minutes? Can I call you back for the deposit in 15 minutes? And you were like, and I was like, really, please, just 15 minutes and I'll have the money to you. Like, I was just like really pleading. And you were like, okay, 15 minutes. Yes, you can call me back. And so I called my dad right away and I said, Dad, I'm super embarrassed. I don't have the money for this. I had like $69 in my bank account. Okay. And he's like, son, are you, what? No, I don't feel right about this. And I'm like, Dad, I know it's going to work. I trust this guy. His shit is good. Can you please just like, let me do this and believe in me in this. And he was like, okay, son, I believe in you. He sent me over the money. I sent the money over to you. I got started. And then I had a great first month in the program. I went from making $1,000 a month. My first month made $4,000 learning from you. And then that was enough for me to pay off some other pressing debts, but it wasn't enough. And I say this because of how much your program helped me. But when I was first getting started, I made enough to like make some payments to other debts that I'd had and like pay rent for the first time in a while, but not enough to make that second payment. And for me, dude, it's like I had to make a choice. Am I gonna, quit this program, this guy that helped me more than anything else that I've ever done to start learning how to make money at that time, or am I gonna, or am I just gonna find a freaking way no matter what? And you know the story. I won't get too deep into it, but the bottom line is, I sold my car so that I could keep investing and working with you.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever.
That's freaking, you're a winner.
Yeah. I know you've had moment. Have you had a moment like that where it was like really, kind of risky or costly for you to make a big investment and you still did it anyway?
100%. Yeah. My first coach, a guy named Chris McCombs, he's still around today, but this is back in 2009 when I was trying to learn the online thing, and he was charging $5,000 for his coaching. And at the time, I was broke. I wasn't making that much money. So I had to put it on my credit card, money I didn't have. It was the scariest thing I ever did. I remember once I gave him the credit card, he charged the $5,000. That night, I could not sleep. I was staying up the whole night. I'm like, fuck, what did I do? What if this guy takes my money? What if he doesn't follow through? What if I don't do it? I'm going to lose it. It was like the most nerve-wracking thing I ever did. But I remember when I was talking to him on that first coaching call, he was like, listen, man, you watch all these videos, you read all these books, way too much. You're in analysis paralysis. He goes, forget everything you know and just do these 3 things. Just do these 3 things and report back to me. And it was me just taking this simple advice, taking action on it, but also like I wanted to make him happy, right? I just paid this guy $5,000. I don't want to look like an idiot and not do what he told me or lose the money and look like a failure. So he kind of felt like my dad, like I had to really prove myself to him, But what I found was, because I'm very big on follow through and because I spent that money and there was no way out, I made it work. Week by week, I was implementing. Within a month's time, I made that $5,000 back, but I made it in a way that like I was taking action every day. I was excited. I wanted to really make him happy. I want to make him proud, I think like you and I, we have a common trait that whatever coaching program we're in, we want to be the best student, right? We want to be the best students and make our coach proud. And the funny thing is, when we have those people that come into our programs, we love them, right? They're the action takers. They're showing up to every call. They're doing whatever it takes. They're encouraging the others. So in that experience of spending that first $5,000, becoming this guy's best student, I was like, holy shit, this is what I need. Reading books doesn't help me. Some people can read a book and become a millionaire. Watching videos, that just overwhelms me, I just have all these notes sitting around that I don't do anything with. But having a coach, having someone breathing down my neck, telling me what to do, simplifying my action steps, that was the secret that got me to where I am today.
Yes. Having someone breathing down your neck.
The pressure, man.
I love that language, dude. I freaking love it. And yeah, it's like those moments of like investing, it's going to feel super risky. I mean, even though I was excited investing, I remember I was like, crap, I really hope this works. Like, I don't have another way out. Like, I'm essentially going all in on this one thing. It's my only shot. But I think those moments will either build you or they'll break you. And and when people are either built or broken, they tend to build. Okay.
Yeah, that's true, man.
They tend to succeed. And so I think
I think, we've both been through such challenging times in our life. And I really feel like a big reason of why we are where we are is because we have a very high threshold for pain, because when you've been broken, you've been hurt, you've been struggling, you've had like these horrible things happen to you, overcoming them gives you this new sense of confidence, but also strength to get over any adversity, right? So when you have a problem with your business, let's say you got a big ass tax bill, one of your best employees leaves, someone writes a bad review because they're pissed at you, whatever the case is, it's like these problems are not that bad because you've been through hell and back, right? You could deal with the most worst difficult problems because you've been broken and you've lifted yourself up from that. And I think the biggest part of business success is the ability to withstand high amounts of severe, excruciating pain.
Yes. And be in the pain, but persist in the pain is the thread that I'm noticing with what you're saying. Because there are some people experience the pain and they've been through the pain, but they allow a story out of it. What's that?
They create a story out of it, Bad month of business. I fucking suck. I'm going broke. I can't feed my family. I'm not meant for this. I'm going to go get a job. One bad month could lead someone to this whole like scary negative situation. And sometimes we think that as well. We have a bad month of business, things that go right. We have those fears, but we persist past that pain. We don't let that story define us because it's bullshit. We got to keep on moving and changing more lives, because to become world class, to be the best in the world at what you do, you got to keep on going despite the pain and the turmoil. No matter what, you have a lot of lives to change.
Yes. It's so good. And you talking about this makes me beg the question, because I know there's coaches watching right now that they really want to succeed online. They really want to have their own business and make it. And maybe some of them have told themselves the story that this isn't for me, or I can't do it, or, I suck at this and I'll never be good enough, or whatever. My question to you is, what would you suggest to the person that really wants to change the story, but it just isn't so certain? Like, how would you kind of set them up on the right path towards changing their mindset?
Well, we discussed the power of proximity, right? Being around winners. Great quote. You can't fly with the eagles if you hang around with the chickens. And chickens could be.
Somebody write that in the comments. Somebody write that in the comments. Everybody write that in the comments. That shit is fire.
We all want to be eagles. We want to be around eagles, winners. And like I said, when I was first starting out, I was very naive. So I was like messaging these authors. I was reading their books. I was like, Tony Robbins, this book changed my life. Can you meet me for coffee? Can I just pick your brain? I was so dumb at the time because this author seemed so nice that I thought they would give me their time of day. Little did I realize I was not adding value to them, right? So for me to get around the eagles, I had to invest, And I know some people say, oh, I don't have any money. I'm in debt. Well, add value to people, right? Because value is an exchange. If you cannot give money, you could add value. If you are this amazing life coach, you could create powerful transformations. Reach out to a mentor, maybe a business coach, maybe someone who's influential, and serve them for free. Change their life. Give. And you know what? Maybe they'll give you some business wisdom. Maybe they'll connect you with someone who could help you, right? Because you and I, right, a lot of times we have people in our lives that add so much value to us, and our superpower is business, marketing, and sales. We'll say, you know what? Thank you for helping me. Here's a little gift for you, right? Yes. Because the whole thing is, it's all a value exchange, right? So if you cannot give money, add value. But I would say go look for the eagles, right? On social media, in your life, at seminars, and go to them with a giving hand. Don't say, let me pick your brain for coffee. That's a horrible value exchange.
Horrible.
Just say, hey, listen, I do some research, right? So let's say, for example, right now I'm doing stand-up comedy, right? And there's a person who's really good at comedy, and they're like, you know what? I'm great at improv. I can help you with your comedy goal. Yeah, cool. Thank you. I'll take that help. And he will help me, and I'll help them back. So it's all about adding value, fitness, like whatever type of coach you are, find someone that you could serve, give to them, and they'll give back to you. It's like the law of reciprocity.
Yes. I've so found that to be true. The most important thing to change the way you think is change the people who are thinking around you. Change the community that you get.
Yeah.
Change the people you're around, will change who you become.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because I'm sure, like, you have certain people that when they're kind of lone wolves or lone eagles and they're on their own, they're very different. Then when you come into your program, they're in your community, they're around like action takers, people that invest in themselves. They see people changing lives, making money. Just by like that level of proximity, they step their game up, because they see it's possible. It's like this amazing perception that occurs. If she could do it, if he could do it, so can I.
Amazing. So good. Well, AJ, any final words of encouragement here? I want to say something else to you in just a second, but any words of encouragement to the coach out there that, they're maybe struggling right now, or they want to build a full-time or six-figure business, but they just need like what's like the general advice or the encouragement you give that person that kind of feels struggling right now, but really wants to make it? What would you say to that person right now? If you just had a minute with them.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 words. Never worry alone, okay? I've spent so much time struggling. I've been in times where I was just so depressed, unmotivated, didn't want to do anything, but I never discussed it with anyone, So I would say the first thing to do is reach out to a friend, a family member, someone that you could trust, and just open up to them, right? sometimes just verbally expressing how you feel to someone that you care about will make you feel so much better, because I've had times where I wanted to reach out for help and I held it inside. So I kind of went to this deep, dark depression for a few months. I was struggling, but I realized when I talk to people, it's like I verbalize it. And oftentimes I feel like an idiot sometimes when I tell someone the things I worry about, I feel like I'm going to lose it all. I'm going to go homeless. No one likes me. No one wants to buy from me. These are all these irrational beliefs that I have. But when I talk to someone else, I realize how bullshit they are, So if someone is struggling, man, never worry alone. Go to someone and just talk, just vent and open up to them.
Yes. And particularly if that's the kind of person that has that positive mindset, that encouraging mindset, I would say too, like, totally open up, be real, don't worry alone. I love that. But also do it to somebody that's not just going to be like, yeah, like you probably should be friggin' worried. Like you probably
Nancy, stay away.
Those negative Nancy's, man, they'll keep you stuck. But if you see someone that believes in you, then for me, I'll just speak from personal experience. That's made a huge difference in my being able to.
It's the people that believed in us when we did not believe in ourselves. That's the most powerful thing. And then now we get to give back and be that for other people.
Yes. And to that effect, I want to take a second here, AJ, to acknowledge you, brother, because you were one of those people in my life that believed in me when I was just starting. I didn't believe in myself. And I know that you're not just that kind of person to me. You are that encourager. That's why you're such a phenomenal leader. You're a guy that's changing hundreds of lives thousands of lives all around the world, serving them, helping them grow their businesses and change more lives themselves. So, man, I'm just so grateful for the person that you are in the world and for supporting me, for supporting others, for always encouraging me, my mindset, being a genius, always growing and giving. So I just acknowledge you, man, and I'm grateful that we're friends and are in each other's lives.
Love you, brother. I appreciate that, man. That really warms my heart. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome. And anywhere that you want, for the person that's watching here and just wants to connect more with you and follow your content, learn from you, where would you like to send that person?
Yeah, my main website's the easiest place to go, onlinesupercoach.com. That's my main hub. You go there and you can check out my seminars, my podcast. I got a lot of trainings on there. I'd love to connect with you.
Awesome, man. All right, AJ, thanks for coming on, my man, on the Life Changer show here. I'm sure, talk with you very, very soon.
Sterling, thank you for having me. You are the man. I appreciate you. I'm proud of your growth. I'm grateful to have you as a friend. I'm looking forward for many more memories, my brother. So much love, man.
Yes. All right, let's do the sign off together. Have you seen my sign off before where we can do this together? Okay, super simple. We do first start with peace. I'll just walk you through it. Don't do it, all the way through yet. But it's peace, then love, the heart together, and gains. Okay?
Boom.
Okay, so let's do it together.
All right. Peace,
love,
and
gains, baby.
Yeah, son.